I'm finishing up 75 herb lore, which is yet another task for, well, task requirement for Priftinus Plague's End, and I also get some honestly pretty useless potions, but that's cool. I'm not going to complain about that. I have actually a lot more unfinished potions in the bank, but I think I'm just going to skip out on them for now, because I'm kind of sick of herb lore. The actual herb lore training itself isn't that bad, but since I play this game like a broke boy, I bought all of the grimy herbs, cleaned them, turned them into unfinished potions, and only then was I able to actually gain experience. So I don't recommend it, unless you're like genuinely broke. But on the bright side, I am technically profiting from herb lore, so I mean, it's probably not worth it. Anyways, there's a system update in 20 minutes, so I'm just gonna log off and wait for that to happen, and then probably finish up construction, because it's pretty close to being ready. Also, I don't want to complain too bad about events, because honestly, it's kind of whatever. But the Ocean's Bounty event is pretty garbage unless you're willing to pony up for a rune pass, which, if I were to try to buy it with bonds, I would need to buy 3 bonds in order to get the 400 required rune coins to buy the rune pass, and, well, it's not worth it for cosmetics. It's just not worth it. Maybe for some of the higher tier stuff, these rewards aren't too bad, but no thanks. I'm really close to finishing up 75 construction, but the problem I have with this skill is just how many inputs it takes to perform one experience granting action. Like I'm building oak larders, but basically what you do is you click to build, you hit whatever you want to build, and then you have to remove it, and then click that again. So that's like 3 inputs for one experience granting action. And then when you bring the butler into the mix, that's like an extra 3 or 4 inputs just to keep your supplies topped up. So it's such a pain to train, and it's clear why it's not exactly a well-loved skill. Obviously, in old school, play-around houses are a lot better because they actually have like useful stuff, and I kind of screwed up the rotation there. But obviously, if houses were useful, it'd be a different story, but as it stands, there's like maybe 1 useful furniture item, but even that's technically just a mini game, so whatever. Who am I to say what a good skill is? Anyways, once I'm finished up with my planks, I'm just going to do Troll Invasion to get the last 80-ish thousand experience, which is going to feel a lot more satisfying than this. Alright, I just finished up my second Troll Invasion. Time to throw this into construction. By the way, I had a monthly reset token. I don't know if I made that clear. You don't normally get 2 Troll Invasions in a month, but I had 2 monthly reset tokens. One was used on the god statues, and one was used on Troll Invasion. Just to clear that up in case anyone was confused. Another perf requirement? No. Ooh, I can also complete Nomad's Elegy. So my PC ate the clip where I turned in Morning's End Part 1, but I did finish Morning's End Part 1, in case there was any confusion as to whether or not I somehow bypassed that requirement for the remainder of the video. I got unlucky in my first of the 2 sinkholes, so I only got Dungeoneering tokens for that one, but I did get a huge lamp in my second one, so I'm only 4k experience away, so I'm just going to run a quick floor, and then I'll hit the level that I need. Alright, and this floor should be well more than enough XP. Let's see how much I can manage to get. Yeah, 8k, I only needed 4k. Cool deal, 75 Dungeoneering. 1 less requirement in my way of getting to the Elf City. That is Morning's End Part 2. This quest is kind of overhyped. If you find a good quest guide, like the RuneScape wiki has a really good guide for the light puzzle, it's just not that bad. Like, it's massively overhyped in terms of difficulty. I guess if you don't have a quest guide, then it can be tough, but like, just use a quest guide and you'll be fine. Anyways, now I only have 1 more quest, and 75 woodcutting in my way of Plague's End. I think I'm just going to finish up woodcutting and then do the quests, just because I like skilling. I like skilling more than questing. I think I've made that pretty clear by this point. I'm really close to my target woodcutting level, but the thing that I'm actually updating you on right now is the fact that I just hit level 9 reputation in Menaphos, which is cool because now that's pretty much the last requirement I had in order to finish up the Desert Quest series, which is probably going to be one of my next big goals after Prif and Invention. I've got a couple things lined up that I want to get done after I'm done with my current goals, which it's always good to have more stuff waiting on the back burner. But Desert Quest series will be good because something I recently learned is that completing the Fight Club quest, which is the last one in the series, actually grants you double reputation gain in Menaphos. So, much faster reputation, which I'm looking forward to because maxing Menaphos is, I think, a comp cape requirement, or maybe a master quest cape, I don't know. It's a requirement for something, and I think it'll be good as maybe a long-term goal to max out all of my Menaphos stuff. I don't know. I'll see. I'll update you with the actual level, and then with finally finishing up Plague's End. Well, Within the Light, and then Plague's End. And here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. The final quest requirement for Plague's End, and apparently also Within the Light. I didn't know that this was required, so I'm glad that I decided to go ahead and knock it out. Also, I want to give a shout out to this absolute legend Tanglefoot. Seems like a pretty normal account, you know, low combat, but then you look at their stats and you realize 99 defense with no offensive stats. Apparently, one of the really good methods for that is using Dark Light on Hellhounds, but I can imagine that it was a heck of a grind. Also, fun to note is 8,470 Acadia logs, 27 crushed nuts, and the only seed that was worth anything was this one pineapple seed. So I'm going to sell this off. It's going to be worth like 3.5 mil, give or take. Nothing amazing. I'm going to go do quests. Actually, I'm a liar. I'm not going to do quests right now. What I'm going to do is the traveling merchant came around a couple more times with the unstable air rune, and so I've bought 3 of them, and that gives me pretty much just enough points to buy the Master Rune Crafter set, which gives, as a set bonus, a 5% XP boost in rune crafting. I can reclaim them from Diongo, so I'm just going to destroy them right now. I don't want them cluttering up my bank, but when I finally jump back onto rune crafting, then that will be very useful to have around. Finishing up Within the Light, this quest is marked on the wiki as being long, but it took me less than half an hour to finish it, so I don't know who to believe. It's not that bad of a quest, and it is now officially the last thing standing in the way of me and the Plague's End quest. And it isn't anymore. I forgot to cross off woodcutting on my list. I have a physical list just because it helps me keep my brain sorted easier. And I just like lists, man. Does that make me a geek? Probably. Rip the Dark Lord. This fight is actually pretty difficult. On my main, I did it with a tier 80 weapon, and the difference apparently between tier 80 and tier 75 is significant, is all I'm gonna say. So, cool deal. That's the Plague's End quest completed. You get a bunch of rewards, not the least of which being 500,000 experience spread across a bunch of different lamps, which I'm just going to go ahead and grab all of them. Feels super good. Do I get any levels? Probably not, because, oh, I got a prayer level and I got an agility level. Not going to complain about either of those. But yeah, that's the Plague's End quest, and I will see you in Prifddinas. Insert SpongeBob meme here. Yeah. It feels so good. I didn't do Plague's End on my main until I was already like over 2k total. So doing it at pretty low level, like pretty much just as I got the requirements, it's a very different experience, and I'm looking forward to enjoying all that the city has to offer. There's so much stinking stuff here in this city that it would be impossible for me to go over it right now. And there's a lot of stuff that I've just never even used, so like, how am I possibly going to tell you, like, oh yeah, this is really good, this is really good? And there's a lot of stuff that's only available to much higher level players than me. Like, there's some stuff that you can only get at like 91 mining for Saren stones, and there's a lot of stuff in this city, suffice it to say. But I am super stoked. I am looking forward to taking advantage of as much of this place as possible, and I'm just stoked that I finally got this done. It's been such a big goal for the past couple weeks for me, and getting it out of the way just feels good. Makes my heart all warm and fuzzy. You feel me? Anyways, once I finally... Okay, I'm done with this cutscene. I've been kind of rambling, waiting for it to finish, but I'm over it. But now I am going to run into the center of the city and activate the Prifddinas lodestone. This stuff at the top right here, it's not relevant to me right now, because again, I don't really have the levels needed for a lot of stuff here. But now that I have finally come here to Prifddinas and activated the lodestone, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I guess I will see you in the next one.